Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum to all of you. I hope that you all are fine, happy and fresh. This is your science teacher Muhammad Mashood Khan. We are discussing chapter number 8, that is food and digestion. But before I start today's topic, I will recall what we have studied in the last lecture. In the last lecture, we have discussed about digestion, mouth and esophagus. Digestion, briefly, we say that digestion is a process in which the food is broken down into small particles and eventually then it is absorbed by the blood plasma. So that entire process is called the digestion. This digestion takes place from mouth till anus. So the first part from where the digestion begins is the mouth. So we discussed about the mouth, that mouth is the place where you enter your food in the body, and where it is chewed by the teeth and saliva is added to the food and it is broken down into small particles, and then with the help of saliva which the food is swallowed. So as the food is swallowed, it enters the esophagus. We can see the esophagus here. I am just repeating it briefly. So esophagus, you can see esophagus is a long tube through which the food enters the enters that tube and it's taken out to the stomach. So it is just a long tube, and no digestion takes place in the esophagus. It is just like a transporting tube which is connected from mouth to stomach. So once the food is transmitted to stomach, what happens to it? This is what we are going to discuss, is that what happens to the food when it enters the stomach. So usually normally considered is that the stomach is the main part of the digestion, where the digestion takes place. So let's see what happens to the food in the stomach. So the stomach is a muscular sac with valves at each end to control the flow of the food into and out of the stomach. So it is a very point to understand. It's a very important point to understand that there are valves on both ends of the tube. So you can see I have pointed here at the beginning of the stomach where it is connected to the mouth. So one valve is connected here and the other valve is connected to the stomach at that point where the intestine is connected to the stomach. So there are two valves, and these two valves play a vital role of controlling the food of flowing into the stomach or out of the stomach. So these are the two valves which control the food. Like usually it is thought that if food can enter the stomach, so it can also be reversed in the opposite direction. So usually in normal situation it doesn't happen because the food is just controlled by the valves. So if valves were not there, that in that case it would have been a great problem for the humans, because whatever they would have eaten in the stomach, with little push or little movement, it could have just gone back to the esophagus and then again to the mouth. So it wouldn't be a pleasant feeling. So the food is controlled or kept inside the stomach by the help of the valves, which are connected at the start, at the end of the stomach. So further it says that in the stomach the food is churned up by the peristalsis and mixed with the gastric juices. So as discussed earlier, that what is peristalsis? So peristalsis is like a wave like is produced. So you can see there is a wave like produced in the stomach. So what basic the basic thing behind these waves is that it pushes the food from one side of the stomach to the other. So continuously doing it breaks down the food into small particles. So this is how the food is broken down by peristalsis, that food is pushed from one end of the stomach to the other end, and then from the other end to the previous end. So continuously when it is happening to the food, then because of that thing the food is broken down, and also with the help of the gastric juices, which play a vital role in the digestion or breaking down of the food. Further it says that the gastric juices contain protease enzymes which begin the digestion of the proteins, and hydrochloric acid to kill the unwanted bacteria. So now this is the story of the inside of the stomach, that once the food is entered and it is breaking down, so different gastric juices are mixed up with the food which contains the protease enzymes which begin the digestion of the protein. Like it gives you the energy to the body, And also there is a hydrochloric acid which kills the unwanted bacteria. Like the food sometimes we eat is unhygienic and it contains a lot of bacteria which is harmful for the health. So there is a hydrochloric acid which kills the unwanted bacteria in the stomach. So sometimes it happens that we have a food poisonous or something when goes wrong with the stomach, and we have vomiting, we have a feeling of sensation of vomiting, or we are actually vomiting. So that is because that sometime it happens that the food we have taken in is contains a lot of unwanted bacteria which is not completely killed by the hydrochloric acid. So because of the this thing we can suffer from the different vomiting or something like this. So further it says that the continuous mixing by the muscular stomach walls produces a creamy liquid which passes at regular intervals into small intestine. So once the food is continuously mixed in the stomach, it produces a creamy liquid, like it is completely crushed in the body. It is like it is converted almost like into a liquid form. Then it is passed to a small intestine, and usually the food which enters the stomach, it stays there from 1 to 6 hours. It depends upon the metabolism rate, and also depends on the condition and the stage of the person also. Like if it is a young boy and the one who is having a lot of physical activities, in that case the food will be digested quickly as compared to the one who just eats and sit. So in that case the food will take its maximum time to pass through the small intestine. So this is what happens to the food in the stomach. Now there are some questions which are related. Before I start question answer session, there is a picture that you can see on your screen, that is the inside of the stomach, where the food enters, and it is broken down into small particles, and different enzymes are added to it, and different gastric juices are added to it. So this is the inside picture of the stomach. You can see this is how our stomach look from inside. So it's a very beautiful like here, but when you will see it in reality, it's like quite different from this in terms of colors, I will say. So moving further, there are some question answers from this exercise. So I will be explaining few of the question answer in this lecture also, and then we will be discussing further topics in the next lecture. The first question is, what is the fuel for the human body? So like food is the fuel for the human body, just like the fuel is required for the machines to work properly. Without fuel any machine will not work. So the same case happens to the human body, that food is the fuel for the human body which is required to work. If food is not provided to the body, you won't be able to work properly. The next question is that why does the body need fuel? So the body needs fuel for energy, for growth, and to keep it working properly. So this is what the importance of the food is, that it is needed for, first of all, is the energy, second is the growth, and then to working properly you need a lot of food or fuel. It's like once the children are in the growing age, so they need proper food. If the proper food is not given, so maybe they will suffer from some deficiency in the growth. That is not good thing. So food plays a vital role in growing and also working properly. The next question is, why is it important to eat a balanced diet? So that is a very important question. Our body needs different types of food in the right quantities. If one type of food is missing, a person can become ill. On the other hand, the large quantities of particular type of food can make a person unfit also. Therefore, a balanced diet is required to maintain a healthy body. So that is very important to take a very balanced diet, because if you're not taking the food in a balanced way, so if you are taking less, so you will be a deficiency patient. But if you are taking it in an excessive amount, that is also unhealthy for the body. And it can cause a lot of problems. One of them we discuss is the obesity. So this is what we have discussed in this lecture so far, and I hope that you have learned it completely. And if there will be any question, any query, so definitely you are going to ask me in the class. So thank you very much. Have a very nice and a happy day. Allah Hafiz.